Rustic gardens offer a picturesque escape into nature right in your backyard. Imagine strolling through a serene landscape where the boundaries between your garden and the surrounding wilderness blur. Unlike formal gardens with perfectly manicured lawns and symmetrical arrangements, rustic gardens embrace the wild beauty of the natural world. In a rustic garden, you'll find an abundance of textures, colors, and fragrances that mimic the untamed landscapes of forests, meadows, and woodlands. These gardens are like living canvases, evolving with the seasons as native plants bloom, sway in the breeze, and attract buzzing pollinators. One of the most charming aspects of rustic gardens is their relaxed, informal vibe. They invite you to slow down, breathe in the fresh air, and reconnect with the rhythms of the earth. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee on a weathered bench or gathering fresh herbs for dinner, a rustic garden provides a sanctuary where you can unwind and appreciate the beauty of the natural world. Creating your own rustic garden is a journey of discovery and creativity. It's about embracing imperfections, celebrating the beauty of native plants, and nurturing a harmonious ecosystem where birds, bees, and butterflies feel at home. So, roll up your sleeves, dig in the dirt, and let's explore the enchanting world of rustic gardens together. 1. Characteristics of rustic garden plants. Rustic garden plants possess distinctive traits that make them perfectly suited for creating that quintessential natural charm. When selecting plants for your rustic garden, it's essential to consider these key characteristics. Hardiness. Rustic garden plants are resilient and adaptable. They can withstand a range of environmental conditions, from scorching sun to chilly nights, without requiring constant pampering. This resilience makes them well-suited for low-maintenance gardening, allowing you to spend more time enjoying your garden and less time fussing over it. Natural appearance. Unlike formal garden plants that are meticulously pruned and shaped, rustic garden plants embrace their wild side. They may feature rugged foliage, whimsical blooms, or sprawling growth habits that lend a sense of authenticity to the landscape. Instead of striving for perfection, rustic gardens celebrate the beauty of imperfection, embracing the quirks of each plant. Adaptability to local conditions. Native plants are the backbone of rustic gardens. These are the species that have evolved to thrive in your region's climate, soil, and rainfall patterns. By choosing native plants, you're not only ensuring their survival, but also supporting the local ecosystem by providing food and habitat for native wildlife. Plus, native plants typically require less water, fertilizer, and pesticides, making them eco-friendly choices for your garden. Low maintenance requirements. Rustic garden plants are not high-maintenance divas that demand constant attention. Instead, they're happy to go with the flow, requiring minimal intervention to thrive. Whether it's periodic watering during dry spells, occasional pruning to shape unruly growth, or mulching to suppress weeds and retain moisture, rustic garden plants are relatively self-sufficient once established. Seasonal interest. A well-designed rustic garden offers something to delight the senses in every season. From the delicate blossoms of spring to the fiery foliage of autumn, each season brings its own palette of colors, textures, and scents to the garden. By selecting a diverse mix of plants with staggered bloom times and foliage characteristics, you can ensure year-round visual interest and create a dynamic landscape that evolves with the changing seasons. In summary, rustic garden plants are hardy, naturalistic, and adaptable to local conditions, requiring minimal maintenance while providing year-round beauty. By understanding and embracing these characteristics, you can create a rustic garden that reflects the beauty and resilience of the natural world. 2. Top plants for rustic gardens. When it comes to selecting plants for your rustic garden, you'll want to choose species that not only thrive in your local climate but also contribute to the relaxed, naturalistic atmosphere you're aiming to create. Here are some top plant categories that are well suited for rustic garden landscapes. Native wildflowers. Native wildflowers are the heart and soul of rustic gardens, infusing them with bursts of color and attracting pollinators like bees and butterflies. Look for species that are indigenous to your region, such as coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, lupins, and asters. These resilient beauties require minimal maintenance and provide a vibrant tapestry of blooms throughout the growing season. Herbs and edibles. Incorporating herbs and edible plants not only adds a practical element to your rustic garden but also enhances its sensory appeal. Choose culinary herbs like rosemary, thyme, basil, and lavender, which not only provide fresh flavors for your kitchen but also emit delightful fragrances and attract beneficial insects. Additionally, consider planting edible favorites like strawberries, tomatoes, peppers, and salad greens, which add both visual interest and tasty treats to your garden. Ornamental grasses. Ornamental grasses are indispensable for adding texture, movement, and a touch of wildness to rustic garden landscapes. Opt for varieties like fountain grass, switchgrass, feather reed grass, and maiden grass, which sway gracefully in the breeze and create a sense of fluidity and freedom. Their low-maintenance nature and year-round interest make them versatile additions to borders, meadows, and mixed plantings. Climbers and vines. Climbing plants and vines are excellent for adding vertical interest and softening hardscapes in rustic garden settings. Train them to climb trellises, arbors, fences, or even up the trunks of trees to create enchanting vertical gardens. Consider classics like clematis, honeysuckle, jasmine, and climbing roses, which reward you with a profusion of blooms and lush foliage while requiring minimal care and attention. Trees and shrubs. Native trees and shrubs provide the backbone and structure of rustic garden landscapes, offering shade, shelter, and seasonal interest. Choose species that are well-suited to your soil type, sunlight levels, and climate conditions, and opt for varieties that provide food and habitat for local wildlife. Favorites may include oak trees, dogwood shrubs, serviceberry trees, and native flowering shrubs like hydrangeas and viburnums. By incorporating a diverse selection of plants from these categories, you can create a vibrant and dynamic rustic garden that celebrates the beauty of the natural world while providing habitat for wildlife and a peaceful retreat for yourself. 3. Design tips for a rustic garden. Designing a rustic garden is as much about embracing the natural landscape as it is about arranging plants and structures. Here are some design tips to help you create a charming and inviting rustic garden oasis. Embrace asymmetry. Rustic gardens are all about embracing the beauty of imperfection and asymmetry. Instead of striving for rigid symmetry, aim for a more organic layout that mimics the irregularity of nature. Group plants in clusters of varying sizes and shapes, allowing them to mingle and spill over pathways in a relaxed and informal manner. Incorporate natural materials. Use locally sourced materials like stone, wood, and gravel to create pathways, borders, and garden structures that blend seamlessly with the surrounding landscape. Incorporate weathered rocks, reclaimed wood, and natural stone pavers to add texture and visual interest while enhancing the rustic charm of your garden. Create focal points. Introduce focal points throughout your rustic garden to draw the eye and create visual interest. This could be a rustic bench nestled beneath a canopy of trees, a weathered birdbath surrounded by wildflowers, or a charming arbor draped with climbing vines. Choose elements that reflect the character of your garden and provide opportunities for relaxation, contemplation, and connection with nature. Blend soft and hardscapes. Balance softscape elements like plants, flowers, and grasses with hardscape features such as pathways, patios, and seating areas. Use naturalistic planting schemes to soften the edges of hardscape elements and create a seamless transition between built and natural environments. Consider incorporating meandering pathways that invite exploration and encourage leisurely strolls through the garden. Create cozy corners. Designate cozy corners and secluded nooks within your rustic garden where you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This could be a hidden bench tucked beneath a canopy of trees, a secluded reading nook surrounded by fragrant herbs, or a tranquil meditation space adorned with calming foliage and flowing water features. These intimate spaces offer opportunities for relaxation, reflection, and rejuvenation amidst the beauty of nature. By following these design tips, you can create a rustic garden that reflects the natural beauty of the landscape while providing a peaceful retreat for relaxation and contemplation. Let your imagination soar as you blend together elements of the wild and cultivated to craft a garden oasis that is uniquely yours. 4. Maintenance and care for rustic garden plants. While rustic gardens are known for their effortless charm, they still require some maintenance to keep them thriving and looking their best. Here are some essential maintenance and care tips for ensuring your rustic garden remains a vibrant and inviting outdoor sanctuary. Regular watering. Monitor soil moisture levels and water your rustic garden plants deeply and infrequently, ensuring that the water reaches the roots. Watering deeply encourages deep root growth and helps plants withstand drought conditions. However, be mindful not to overwater, as excessive moisture can lead to root rot and other issues. Aim to water early in the morning to minimize evaporation and reduce the risk of fungal diseases. Mulching. Apply a layer of organic mulch, such as shredded bark, wood chips, or straw, around your rustic garden plants to help retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Mulch also adds organic matter to the soil as it breaks down, improving soil structure and fertility over time. Maintain a mulch layer of 2 to 3 inches thick, replenishing it as needed throughout the growing season. Pruning and deadheading. Regular pruning and deadheading help maintain the health, shape, and appearance of your rustic garden plants. Remove dead, damaged, or diseased branches and flowers to promote new growth and prevent the spread of pests and diseases. Prune back overgrown branches to maintain the desired size and shape of shrubs and trees, and deadhead spent flowers to encourage continuous blooming throughout the season. Weed control. Keep weeds in check by regularly inspecting your rustic garden beds and removing any unwanted plants by hand or using a hoe or cultivator. Mulching can also help suppress weed growth by blocking out sunlight and preventing weed seeds from germinating. Be proactive in addressing weeds as soon as they appear to prevent them from competing with your desired plants for water, nutrients, and space. Pest and disease management. Monitor your rustic garden plants for signs of pests, diseases, or other issues, and take prompt action to address any problems that arise. This may include hand-picking pests, using insecticidal soaps or horticultural oils, or applying organic pest controls as needed. Practice good sanitation by removing and disposing of infected plant material to prevent the spread of diseases. By following these maintenance and care tips, you can ensure that your rustic garden remains healthy, vibrant, and beautiful throughout the growing season. Regular attention and care will help you create a thriving outdoor oasis where you can relax, unwind, and reconnect with nature.